Yo, it's your boy Kai, and we're back with a video. We're not playing a game today. We're reacting to a video. I might react to a video next time too. I don't know. I don't know. Depends how y'all feel and how I'm feeling, to be honest. But we react to a video by Wanty Entertainment. Go sub to them. They're a great YouTube channel who make great horror animations. The first video is called Crazy Man Horror Story Animated.
I am a night person who likes to jog around my neighborhood at night. I did the same on this day around 13 years ago. I changed into my sweatshirt around 9 p.m. and went outside for a run. As I ran outside, I enjoyed taking the cool night air into my lungs. I suddenly heard footsteps from somewhere and turned toward where I thought the sound was coming from. I could see a man coming towards me, swinging his arms. He was Nicholas, one of my neighbors.
He looked hurt though. He looked kind of hurt.
He had one hand on his neck, and his white t-shirt was stained with blood. I was surprised and asked him what was going on, and he shouted, "My blood!" He then collapsed on the ground, bleeding from his neck. I slowly approached him with hesitancy and saw another man at the entrance of Nicholas's house.
Yeah, that's when we leave. That's when we leave right there.
Dancing behind the collapsed Nicholas. The man was wearing a weird costume, like a red cape. He looked at me, brightly smiled, and yelled,
"You won't die because I haven't drunk too much."
Then he laughed and rushed off into the darkness. I supported Nicholas and panicked because I had no idea what was happening. He was half fainted and said,
"That bastard sucked all my blood."
He looked pale and weak.
Bruh, he's turning into a vampire, bro.
And the strange man in the red cape had already ran away by the time the police arrived. The officers left to track him down. Nicholas was later transferred to the hospital where they expected him to die from excessive bleeding. A few days later, his testimony to the police was released, and it was shocking. On the night of the incident, someone knocked on the door while he was alone at home. He opened the door, and a man said he was thirsty and asked for something to drink. When Nicholas tried to give him water, the man said,
"There are no nutrients in water. The ones I need are in your body,"
and forcibly climbed onto Nicholas's body,
Bro, if you
pulling
kick
out
that man
an
off
iron
me,
straw
bro,
to suck blood from his neck. When the police heard Nicholas's testimony at first, they said it was an unbelievable claim. However, the police began tracking the culprits and several pieces of evidence were found in his home. Not long after the tracking, the police caught the culprit, a crazy man who claimed to be a vampire.
Bro.
His straw was made of iron, and the tip was as sharp as a knife. He had assaulted people in the middle of the night, sneaking inside the alleyways, sucking their blood, and leaving. Then, he became bold enough to enter another person's house. He said that he thought Nicholas's blood would be very delicious as soon as he saw Nicholas's face.
Bro.
And he was right. He also told the police that he should choose his object carefully, since each human has a different taste in blood, and selecting the wrong person with unfavorable blood does not quench his thirst at all. He then reportedly smiled at the police officer and said,
"Mr. Policeman, your blood must be salty and sour. Let me suck your blood a sip, and I'll tell you my secret."
The police got angry with him, and the man proudly said that he had sucked the blood of more than 50 people. The man eventually ended up in prison, and Nicholas suffered severe trauma for some time. He lived in his house plastered with crosses and moved to another city altogether at the end. However, 10 years later, a rumor began that a vampire had again assaulted the village. As I thought of it, I wondered if the crazy man had just been released from prison. One day, while jogging at night, I heard something fluttering behind me.
No way it gets you.
Back. There was a man, and he had a cape on,
if you don't run,
flapping in the wind.
But that ain't the same dude. But that is the same dude. They kind of like, you better run.
I was so startled that I fell to the ground, and he pulled out a very large, long, iron straw and tried to climb on top of me. I felt the fear of death, kicked him hard, and he groaned and fell to the ground. And he said to me as he pointed the sharp straw right at me,
"I've always wondered what your blood tastes like."
Oh my
He stabbed
God.
a straw in my arm, and my blood gushed out. He then put his mouth on my arm to suck the blood. I punched him in his face.
You
and
suck.
he kept sucking my blood, even though he got hit.
No. This dude suck. This dude suck. Me, my First of all, when he kicked him, oh, bing, oh, I got it.
Yeah, I
instantly felt drained as the blood left from my body, and I was terrified. I kept punching him in the face until he fell backward in pain. I ran away as fast as I could, and he shouted at me from behind.
Your blood tastes like peanut butter. I'll come back to suck your blood again next time.
I ran away from him and called the police. He was arrested and put in jail again. That seems to be the end of my horrific nightmare, but every night I am terrified that he will appear again one day, and I still have the scar from his straw on my arm.
Wow. I would have never been in that predicament. I'm just saying, people of this culture not being in that predicament, we would have got away. Definitely got away. Just saying. Told y'all I'm watching 3 videos from Wansi Entertainment because they're great. Look. They're great people. Please, again, go sub to them. And also, Wansi Entertainment, please don't copyright strike me. I already got one because I don't remember what I did. I don't remember what I did to a video, but for some reason they copyright strike me, and I already got 1. 2, I'm pushing it. 3, you won't even see me on YouTube again. Second video we're looking at is called Disturbing Road Trip Horror Story Animated. Obviously, the GOAT, Wansi Entertainment.
This is the story of what I experienced in a strange town that I stopped in during my road trip. The small town where I stopped for gas and food was surrounded by dense forest. Strangely, there was no staff at the gas station, and the restaurant was empty with no one. But the store doors were open, and it seemed people were there since there were some leftovers on the tables in the restaurant.
That's when you leave, bro.
I wandered around the town, but it was strangely dark and cold, as if the sun
you really
was not shining
buddy.
at all. Then I found dozens of people gathered in one restaurant. I went into that restaurant. The door was jingling open as I came in. However, no one looked at me, and they were...
I kind of went to the store, and you probably can see it, but I'm kind of sweating a little bit. Yeah, you probably can't see it because I'm black, but it's okay.
Then one guy looked at me, eating something with his mouth full of yellow liquid. I was stunned for a moment. Then he said,
"It looks like you were from other towns. How did you know we eat healthy food here?" "Healthy food?"
I approached them, and all the people in the restaurant were eating something.
Bro, what?
Upon closer look, it
got that
was
ALT
the corpse
animation.
of a gigantic monstrous creature that I had never seen before.
Ew.
It had yellow skin, 2 large snake-like heads, and limbs with a massive body over 7 feet tall. I screamed, but people paid no attention and focused on eating like crazy. I asked the man what the hell it was.
Island's calling me. Bruh, say what's up to the video, bruh. Yo.
And he rolled up his forearm.
Every time I want to play the game with this man, bro, he always somewhere, bro. Always somewhere, bro. I can never play a game with this man. Like, on the game. I'm going to sleep. I can't. I got classes. I can't. I'm at the court. I can't. My game in the fucking outer space. GG's.
Showed it to me.
"Look at this."
Wait, what?
As
So
he
do what?
exerted his strength,
Wait, what happened?
the muscles swelled enormously.
Wait, what did I
was
miss?
startled up his forearm and showed focused
What
on
did I just
eating
miss?
like crazy. I asked the man what the hell it was, and he rolled up his forearm and showed it to me.
Oh, he showed you something.
As he exerted his strength, the muscles swelled enormously. I was startled, and he suddenly grabbed me by the collar and lifted me to the ceiling.
You can't do nothing
I
about that, my
screamed
boy.
in shock. He just lifted me like a toy and threw me onto the floor.
Yeah.
I was panicked, and he laughed.
Oh, nah.
"I
Bro's
can
a
feel
villain.
my power that I can tear you to death with my bare hands."
Yeah, bro's a villain.
"I have too much power. This meat gave me this much power."
Bro, wait.
He held a piece of meat
He had no
in his hand
interruptions.
and showed it to me. There was a subtle light.
This man gripping the...
"Having this meat
Freak out
also
this
makes
meat.
me feel great. It's like taking medicine. Do you want to try this?"
I ain't gonna
"How much
lie. If
money
it's
do you
like making
have?"
it as strong as him, I might have to...
I scanned the faces of the people one by one. Their eyes were all red and bloodshot,
Never
and the
mind.
muscles all over their bodies were so swollen that their clothes were about to tear. I said I just wanted to use the gas station and the restaurant, but people told me,
Food is just trash. If you want to be healthy, you should eat something like this.
I felt too nervous and just went out of the restaurant. I decided to wait at the gas station. After a while, the gas station staff came back and said,
Do not ever tell anyone what you saw here.
Okay,
I
I'm
asked
good.
why, and he replied,
This is rare because there are only a few of them. Only we can eat it.
As he spoke, the muscles throughout his body cramped and he breathed heavily. I left the town in great confusion, and it seemed I would never go there again.
Smart decision.
But a few years later, I stopped by the town while on another road trip. However, unlike the past visit, the village was completely empty. It looks no one was on the streets, and all the houses, shops, and restaurants
they died
long since ruined. I was shocked again, and I asked about the town when I arrived at another village dozens of miles from there. And I heard that the people in that town had all been attacked and killed by something unknown. Even more horrifying was that all their bodies were found only left with skin, empty of flesh, bones, and organs inside.
So they get eating unknown
meat.
meat.
That they have never been able to identify what made them that way.
Eating unknown meat.
The only evidence was the unknown yellow liquid buried all over the town and the footprints of an unknown giant beast. But it is also said that the origin of the footprints was unidentified, and it remains unsolved to this day. I was appalled. I wanted to talk about what I had seen, but my body shook severely, and I couldn't speak at all. Bro. What the hell happened in that town?
That's exactly what they get. Why would you be out there eating unknown meat? Okay, third video and last video, because I kind of got to upload and I've been sidetracking this whole video somehow. I don't know how I do it, but it just happens. Third video is by, again, 1C Entertainment. Again, go sub to them. Please go sub to them. I don't want them to copyright strike me, please. Psychopath husband horror story animated. We're gonna hop right into it together.
This is my story about how I met my psychopathic husband.
Word?
5 years ago, I married the sweetest and most handsome man in the world.
Oh, you look evil.
And I thought I was the happiest woman in the world. However, I did not know a terrible hell awaits behind that happiness at that time. After the wedding, we were having so sweet a time every day. Then one morning, I tried to open my eyes with a strange feeling, but couldn't open my eyes. I woke up screaming and realized that there was something sticky covering my eyes.
Don't tell me, brudges. Don't tell me, brudges. Don't tell me, bro.
Eyes, nose, and mouth. And I dimly saw my husband smiling and holding something in front of me.
What is
it? I shouted, being startled, "What are you doing?" Then he said, "Honey, I was putting some honey on your face to make your skin look better." I pushed him and ran outside. My face was messed up with honey, and the honey flew into my eyes, nose, and mouth, making it hard to see and breathe. Then he shouted, "Let's have breakfast," and took the bread and shoved it into my mouth. My throat was choking, so I couldn't breathe properly. I screamed in pain and shouted for help, but he kept squeezing bread into my mouth.
You can't move the bread out your mouth, bro.
Shortly, I blacked out in the end.
You can't move the bread.
When I opened my eyes, I was in a hospital and saw my husband crying next to me. He was shaking his shoulders like crazy, but it turned out he wasn't crying.
He was laughing.
He was actually laughing.
Brad's evil.
I couldn't grasp reality for a while, hardly understanding why I was lying in the hospital. Then he said, "If you pass out, I can't play with you anymore, honey. Next time, if you feel like you'll pass out, tell me in advance.
Brad's not a Joe.
I'll give you a
my boy Joe, he take care of his people."
I realized the situation and screamed in anger. "Why are you acting like a psycho all of a sudden?" He answered after a short silence. "I've been waiting for this moment for the past 3 years. So long. His face looked to be thrilled. I was so shocked, so I burst into tears and shouted to him that I will call the police. Then he jumped up and shouted, "Shut up. Do you know how happy I am right now? Don't ruin my mood."
Oh,
He
bro's
immobilized
evil.
me, grabbing both of my hands.
Bro, you're so weak.
He held me in the hospital room for the rest of the day. Then he suddenly whispered softly, "In the meantime, I've been thinking about how to have fun with you every day. And I came up with a lot of ideas.
Oh,
Thank you for marrying me. Now I can play with you as much as I like." I cried at him in shock. Why the hell? Why? Then he laughed and licked my tears and whispered in my ear with a very small voice, "You were always a person who was always smiling." I hated seeing that. "So, from now on, I'll always make you depressed.
oh.
I'll make you live the rest of your life crying every day. Your tears are the most delicious to me." He laughed madly. I spit in his face.
Bro's a
And
villain.
he pulled back,
Oh my
covering his
God.
face. Then I dashed out of the room
She got some
and
aim.
ran to the police station. And I begged the police not to let him come next to me. And I went through divorce proceedings with him right away. Fortunately, I was able to slowly get away from him and started going back to a normal life. Sometime after I broke up with him,
I don't think it's that
texted me
easy for him.
the last time. "It is a pity. I still had a lot left to do with you." Eventually, I divorced him, and then what I heard about him was so shocking. It turned out that he had already been married and divorced 3
Bruh.
times before he married me. And I was told that all 3 of his ex-wives committed suicide. Then finally, I realized that he was looking for a toy to play with, not a marriage partner. But I was not tricked. Of course, I've had a hard time receiving psychiatric treatment for several years, but now overcame it. The day
Hey, this
he
could be a
left for
good
the
show.
last time is
This probably
still
is a show.
unforgettable.
I'm probably missing something.
He took a Barbie doll out of his pocket. A string was tied around the doll's neck. Then he lifted the rope and let the doll hang by itself.
Oh,
And he said, "That's a pity. I wanted to make you like this." And he slammed the door shut and never came back. I gained a great realization since then. The realization is that human beings are more terrifying than devils. And those beings with a human's appearance, but are actually devils, are walking around you now as well.
Me, she kind of took too long to get out of that. Once I saw that honey on my face, and then he was trying to shove the what you call it in her mouth, bro. Bro, I don't know how she didn't get that bread out of her face, bro. Me, I would have moving. It like she was just sat there the whole time. Then when she was holding his hand, he was holding her hand in the place, bro. And she talked about she couldn't move. She got some feet. You better kick that man. Like if you don't kick that man, wow. She got a good look. Spit that man. Spit right here. Right here. She got some aim on her. Aim. If y'all enjoyed, please drop a like, drop a sub, and please hit the post notifications to get notified for more videos like this. And I'll see you guys next time. But I'm kind of getting good at that when you be like, hit the post notifications. I'll see you guys. I'm getting real good at that, huh? I'm getting real good at that. And I'll see you guys next time. Okay. Peace. Wait, one more thing. Also, go spam Corn channel. Be like, upload a video. It's been like a month, bro. He won't even get on the game. He just been lazy. I don't know what's wrong with him. But yeah, go hit the channel. Peace again.
He doesn't see her.